Welcome back everyone to EU4 with the Great Culture Wars. So after the kind of overview episode last time, we're now going to go straight into the action and we'll check out some more of these wars. Obviously I left off the episode checking out these wars. They're not particularly interesting to me because this one's straightforward. As soon as Normans cave in, this is pretty much decided and the Silesians will get stopped. I'm a little bit interested in the peace deal, of course, but you know, that is something we'll obviously check out. The Catalans taking over the United States, that is something that I'm actually looking forward to. I mean, not particularly looking forward to, but I would find it interesting because the Catalans have a really great position of becoming the dominant power here in North America. In fact, I would probably argue they already are. I mean, Northern Canada is incredibly powerful. We shouldn't forget about that. But they're a subject nation, so they're limited in what they can do. Whereas the Catalans, they're free to do whatever they want. And if they really, take out the United States here to the south, they would really grow in power a lot. If then they, kind of focus on the other Galician country that just gained their independence, Louisiana, they can really grow in power very quickly. And even the Dutch won't be able to stop them. In fact, the Dutch are also just a subject nation, so that the new Dutch are a subject nation of another subject nation. So I'm not even sure how that's gonna work out. If I don't even know who's gonna help them out. But anyways, so yeah, the Catalans did grow a little bit more powerful. And who's this? Oh, the Catalans even have lands up there. I didn't know that. But yeah, that looks good for them. The United States are very small. We'll see if they will survive. And other than that, I think the Normans have caved in. Yep, so Silesia has taken over Stolp. Not really a particularly important war there. But, they grabbed the province, so I guess it's good for them. We've still got... Oh, we've got a new war. We've got a Turkish jihad against Transylvania. So they're calling in the Greeks and the Romanians, but they're not calling in any of their Sunni allies. Neither Crimea nor the Syrians. Now, I quickly want to check out if they have their alliances. They do have their alliances, but they decided, you know what, we don't need them. And here it is, Austria trying to be the bulwark against the Sunnis. But you know what, Transylvania has already fallen. They're one province minor, and now Austria has to face not only the Turkish menace, but also the Romanians, and I guess the Greeks as well. It's really sad for them, because I think the Austro-Hungarian alliance here could have potentially stopped the Turkish invasion, but if they're going to be broken as well, if Austria is going to be broken here, then it's just Hungary alone, maybe together with the Silesians, the only ones able to stop the Turkish. And yeah, this is really sad. Okay, so there was not really a big loss for Austria there, so that's good for them. I don't think they had to lose. Nope, they still got their alliance with Hungary, so that's nice. But Transylvania has been quickly devoured. Now let's quickly check out here. The Syrians have definitely cut off Bulgaria from Bulgarian Arabia, so they have their lands connected all the way to Basra, which is good for them. They've got most of Mesopotamia under their control now. And yeah, they just look even more powerful. I don't think Albania had to give in or have to give up any provinces in that war, but it doesn't really matter much because they don't find any other friends except for the Bulgarians and I guess the Romanians. So if their allies get eaten up, it's bad for them. It might as well be their own provinces that they lose. So yeah, they've even got rebels now. Huh. Cossacks. Well, that's kind of funny. But yeah, so this is what's been going on. Any other wars that are of particular importance? We have now the Prussian conquest of Stolp, which is interesting because Stolp has already been given to the Silesians, but they apparently just want to take over some more lands from Norway. Now I wonder, why are the Prussians all of a sudden so aggressive? It must be because of their queen. She's careful apparently. But I guess that means she's starting one-sided wars. So maybe she is being very careful, but she sees that there's some really great opportunities all around. And she decided, you know what, we're going to pounce on the Polish, who got absolutely wrecked by the Muscovites. And we'll do the same thing with the Norwegians now. And, that seems to be working out for them. So, that's nice. The Finnish, I think, have finished their war with the Swedes, I believe they were fighting. I don't even know, but they had some sort of a reconquest going on. But that's okay. I'm not even... I can't tell if they have grown stronger. It doesn't actually look like it, but, I assume they won their war, and whatever they went for, they probably got. Alright, so that is basically all for the wars. We still got the Portuguese fighting their conquest of the Andalusians, but it's not going too well for them. The Aragonese have already been pieced out, and they now had to give up some more lands to the Andalusians. Yeah, well, I was mentioning that the Portuguese are actually being a bit smarter here, but yeah, they have lost some lands here. That was stupid to declare that war while the Andalusians have this huge alliance bloc backing them. But still, I think the Portuguese are in a better position than the Aragonese, because if they are not declaring any wars themselves, they can at least go ahead and colonize all of this, whereas Aragon is running out of space. So they either need to relocate again, maybe to this location, this is still relatively open, or, I don't know, they just need to be successful in the war against Morocco, which seems unlikely, to be quite honest. But yeah, so we've got the Leonese colonizing more. They've got Peru under their control, which is nice, but still nothing can beat English Brazil. This is like the juggernaut of South America. If they ever get independence, well, it doesn't look like they will. They've got zero liberty desire. Still, if they ever get independence, they are just going to be a force to be reckoned with, that's for sure. So yeah, the colonization of North America continues. The Piedmontese have decided to start up their own colonial adventures here in California. Now, they obviously suffer from the arid modifiers, so their colonization is going to be a little bit slow, but eventually it could be very prosperous and profitable if they gain these important natural harbors. Occitan Mexico, very, very powerful looking. I would really like to see Occitan versus Irish Mexico war, although the Irish look a little bit weaker right now, but you know, that might change if they colonize these lands over here as well. Catalans look very nice, and they're now fully going for their westward expansion. Maybe even trying to cut off the Dutch and the New Sardinians here. If they get along with Norman Canada, they are really going to be the ones setting the tone in North America here. I could see that. Yeah. Okay. So we've got relative peace in the world. We've got the Danish even conquering a province from the Norwegians, but the Prussians didn't get anything. So I'm wondering what went down there. Perhaps a few more wars have been declared. That's, you know, entirely unlikely. And there's peace in the world. Well, that's something we certainly don't see very often. And we've got Gascon Pretender rebels. So did you change your dynasty? You did not. We still have the same dynasty going on. And we actually have another... We've got the Bretons with the same dynasty as the Vallonians, but the Vallonians have not been very successful with their personal unions. They did have a personal union with Saxony at one time, but they lost that one. Saxony was actually reduced in size quite significantly, and they bounced back. And arguably, they're even stronger than their former overlords now. They used to have an alliance as well. They still do, actually, so that's nice. But I would even say that they're stronger now, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, this is the world. I like that most of Europe is colonized. Still, this one province is open for whatever reason. I really don't know why. But, you know, there's that. Oh, and the Croatians are at war with the Venetians. Croatia has been quiet for a long time. They have a big ally. I wonder if they declared this war. Yep, it's just them versus the Venetians. The Venetians have nothing to throw against them. Actually, I wouldn't say nothing, but apparently not enough. The capital is still holding out, but I don't think they have any other fortresses. So as soon as their capital falls, this is pretty much over. And it looks like their army either went missing or is just been completely destroyed. Yeah, okay, so they're just done. I wonder if Croatia manages to full annex them. I mean, this would probably double their development if they were to be successful here. And we've got the Turkish involved now as well, going after the Venetians. Well, as I said, they're going to use everything they can in order to grow in power and creep their way further into Europe. And, you know, as I said, someone's got to stop them. And it's not the Greeks. They've decided, you know what, fighting the Turkish is just not good. It's not worth it. They decided to ally them, and now it's really Hungary what's holding them off, and maybe Croatia as well. Now that they have grown a little bit stronger. I mean, they have their Franconian ally, so I think that will deter the Turks from attacking them at least for a little bit. Good for them. Also, Serbia is still around. Obviously, they're not a power, but, you know, they're still there, at least. And they're even guaranteed by the Croatians. But they've got the Muscovites on their side, so, you know, that's actually kind of interesting to see the Muscovites sort of guaranteeing the Serbian independence here. I think that's funny. Also, we've got Protestant zealots in Austria here. Let's quickly have another look at the religious situation. Yeah, still, it's not really looking too good. The Reform, they're doing somewhat okay, you know, with Austria and Burgundy having converted, but other than that, it's just really terrible. The whole Reformation thing just didn't work out this time, which is a shame, really. I like myself a strong Reformation. The Turks are still in their jihad, and we've got the Burgundians and Wallonians together with the Catalans fighting the Swiss and Gascons. Now, this is interesting because this is a French war, sort of. The Swiss obviously are just playing a minor role in this, but the Burgundians, they, you know, they gotta get some cores back. They've lost that in previous wars, and, you know, they certainly want that back. I actually just noticed the Catalans still have land here in Europe. Now, I doubt that they will get anything else, you know, besides this one province, but it's just funny to see. I mean, they already moved on to live in North America, but they still keep this one port province here just to kind of stay in touch with their old neighbors, which I think is kind of funny. So yeah, Burgundy, most likely with the support of the Wallonians here, will be able to get their cores back, because the Swiss, I just don't think they're going to be particularly useful. Yeah, they won a battle here, 90,000 men against 60,000, pretty straightforward, and that's not even sending all the Wallonian armies. Yeah, so the Gascons fighting well, but it's futile effort on their part. They are being overrun. So yeah, Burgundy's gonna get their stuff back. Nice. I think that will make them look nicer as well. And you know, you never know. Perhaps the Gascons will get a personal union over the Burgundians sometime later in this series. So it doesn't really matter if they lose these provinces just now. Well, I guess that's kind of wrong to say. It still matters, because then they would be weaker in the eyes of their subject. But I think, you know, I definitely want to see a personal union there. And I think that the Gascons have a great chance of getting that one. But now they're just being absolutely overrun. Ouch. Yeah, I should probably say that they should just hand over these two cores and be done with it. Maybe even sell out the Swiss. That would be a good way to, you know, kind of keep some of their own power. Because the Swiss, they're gone anyways. Their days are numbered. They lost their wars, several wars against Romanians and Piedmontese. By the way, Romanians looking very nice. I like that. So, you know, there's no point in keeping them around. They should just be gone. The Turkish, wow, they're just unstoppable with their jihads. I mean, they've basically split the Venetians in half, together with the Croatians. I'm not sure who got the better end of the deal. I would say, well, who got the gold? Now, this is still a Venetian core, so I guess the Turkish got a better end of the deal because they got 4 provinces, whereas the Croatians only got 3. They did get the important coastal center of trade, but the gold province went to the Turkish. So, you know, it's hard to tell who got the better end, but yeah, the Turks definitely look powerful. Also, the Crimeans are at war. We've got Muscovy, the Greeks, Crimeans, and Ruthenians versus the Belarusian Sami, a personal union there, Albanians, and Karelians. So this is pretty much decided already, because just look at the green. I mean, the Greeks will take over some of the Albanians, Crimeans as well, and the Muscovites should be able to deal with both Karelians and Sami. So, yeah, that is pretty clear symbolism there, I'd say. Now, the Muscovites still have cores here with the Ryazanians. They have not taken them back yet. I wonder when they will do that. So yeah, perhaps we'll even see the annexation of Byelorussia. They're still kind of relevant because of their personal union, which I'm just amazed how they're able to keep that one. That's just insane. Yeah, their liberty desire is only 9%. I'm not sure how they're doing this. They're literally a one-province minor ruling over this relatively huge country. And here's the thing. You might think that all these provinces are worthless, but that's not the case. We're playing with the flat values. So, you know, at the start of the game, every province is just worth as much as any other province, really. So colonizing this has no disadvantage towards colonizing, like, in Europe, really. So Sami are actually way more powerful than the Belarusians, so I really do wonder how they're able to hold on to this personal union. But yeah, let's quickly check this out. Oh my god, and the Turkish jihad just keeps on going. So we've now got Romanians and Albanians once again having to defend. Wow, this is just so sad. These three nations, Bulgaria, Albania, and Romania, they're just trying to hold out in the Caucasus, but it's just impossible. It's just impossible for them. I really feel for them. I'm a bit sorry for them. But yeah, I guess we'll just move on a little bit here. Burgundy is making their way further into Gascon territory. They haven't taken over Bourbon yet. This seems to be a very highly protected province here. And the Gascons are fighting back. I mean, actually they win that. I think they may have even won that battle. The Gascons, or the Burgundians I should say, they came a bit late to that fight. So they stopped their siege progress, and now they are starting it up again. Oh my god. Well, that's not very smart, is it? I guess it would really help if you were to finish these sieges. Are those the Piedmontese? Apparently. Are you at war with the Swiss on your own? You might be. Actually, or you might be in this war as well. I think... Oh, you have just been called in. So the Piedmontese have been called into this as well. Okay, well that actually kind of explains this now. So this should be heavily in the favor of the Burgundians. Still, they managed to somehow almost lose battles here. In fact, they have lost this because they're not really sending over enough forces. Okay, I would have thought this would go much easier for the Burgundians, but the Gascons are holding back. They are definitely holding back there. But the Swiss will be pieced out soon, and then it's going to be Wallonians, Burgundians, and Piedmontese all against the Gascons, and I don't think they can hold that. That is simply too much, even for them. Alright, then let's check out the Albanians. They are, wow, I mean, they're trying. They're trying as well. And we even got the Romanians in here. But you're on the attacking side, yep, together with the Syrians and Turkish. Wow. You are traitors. Traitors to your own religion. Even though this might not matter much. Actually, well, they're Orthodox. Still, they're Christians. So you should kind of hold together, shouldn't you? Well, I suppose it doesn't really have a big influence in the culture war scenario. Religious war was something else. There it mattered. Here it doesn't really. Actually, one thing I do want to check out though is the religion here. So yeah, the Shia Egypt, they're trying to convert these lands, but it's not really going all that well. There are a lot of natives here, which make it harder for them to convert their lands. That's interesting. But Egypt is looking really good. They really carve out an empire for themselves here. And we've got the English making their way over to India. Did they grab... Well, they didn't grab a coastal center of trade, but they did grab some spices there. And yeah, that's very nice. And who's in Madagascar? We've got the Scottish and the Normans now. Okay, so finally the Europeans have decided to arrive here. The Tuscans all over the place. And we've even got the English here in Malacca, securing that important coastal center of trade. Alright, so the Syrians and the Egyptians, they had some time alone to pick their favorite provinces, but now that time is over. Now everyone is about to reach East Asia, and it's going to be a tough fight over these profitable and valuable regions, because, I mean, there's still things to colonize in the New World, but it's almost done. I mean, the Occitans got La Plata and Colombia under lockdown. Peru is Leonese, and of course, the English got Brazil. And North America is probably even more difficult to get into, because most of the coast has already been sealed off. So you could do it like the Piedmontese and kind of get around the west coast and maybe grab some important provinces this way. But for the most part, the east coast is already just locked down. So now you have to be quick and either cut off your neighbors or win wars or both. But yeah, so that's the situation there. The Burgundians still haven't managed to win their war. I am very surprised. The Swiss are completely occupied. So that is that. The Romanians seem to have pieced out of that war. Okay, I guess the Turkish finished their jihad. They did take over one Romanian province. They're not really taking many provinces, honestly. It's just more like the small wars they declare that don't really cost them much. I think that's a smart strategy, but they now have some separatists to deal with. Alright, well, I think on that note, I will be ending today's episode. We've seen quite a few wars, and I finally see the Burgundians make some progress here. That's also good to see. But yeah, the Turkish seem to be unstoppable. I'm really looking forward to the Hungarian-Turkish war that is sort of inevitable at this point. But yeah, once again, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you next time.